Hey, everybody. Hopefully, we're actually here and everything's working, and it will continue to work for the actual game. We'll see. Be with us, whatever presence is out there. Welcome to Monster of the Week Samhain. I'm Katie. I'm your keeper. We're going to go around and introduce ourselves and just get straight into it. And we're going to start with our special guest this week. Yeah, we are. Don't shake your head. Summer, how about you introduce yourself and tell us who you're playing, your playbook, all of that good stuff. You know what to do. You've done this before.
I have. I was fully expecting to go last, so I'm not happy about that. But
Subverting expectations is what I do best.
Hi, I'm trying to do my intro, Katie. Hi, I'm Summer, and she, her, and I am playing Molly Mae Cross, also she, her, and she is the initiate. Nailed it.
You did. Petra, what about you? You did.
Let's try this again. Hi, I'm Petra. She, her. I'm playing Thomas DiPolo, the Flake, and he uses he, him pronouns.
Seth, what about you?
Hi. I'm Seth, he, him, and I am playing Charlie, who's the professional, and her pronouns are she, her.
Dingo, what about you?
Ding dong, it's me, Dingo, she, her, and I am playing Sunny Barlow, also she, her, and she is the monstrous.
Greg?
Hi, everybody. I'm Greg. I'm playing Ben Wright. He's the chosen. Back to you.
And I'm Katie. Like I said, I'm your keeper. I use she, her pronouns. I play everyone else. And we're just going to hop right into this and hope that everything continues to work great. Last time we were here, we saw Thomas and Charlie. Charlie specifically was opening up this storage closet, this bright, blinding light had sort of taken them by surprise. And as it subsided, Charlie saw a familiar figure in front of her. Molly, if you would like to describe what Charlie sees.
Yeah, absolutely. So Molly Mae is about average height. She's about 5'6", 5'7", pretty petite build. She has really, really long, wavy, it's a bit tangled right now, kind of ginger red hair. She is wearing black jeans, some like pretty sturdy boots, and like a low cut tank top with a leather jacket pulled on top of it. And the only other thing to note is she is wearing a belt, and hanging from it looks to be kind of a weirdly proportioned wooden cross, where the like main like post of the cross is rather long, and then the I guess the horizontal part is like pretty short. So it gives it kind of like it doesn't look exactly religious, but it's pretty chunky, thick wood hanging from her belt.
Molly, your foot is currently stuck in a mop bucket. And Charlie, it's been, I think, about 6-ish months since you've seen Molly.
Yeah.
It's been a decent amount of time since you've heard from Molly, and before then, as far as you know, Molly was sort of lost in the last mission that she was sent on for the Rye House Institute. So it's rather surprising that she's standing here in front of you.
Yeah, I think Charlie is kind of disarmed in a way that she's not usually, and she's just kind of like staring at her like she doesn't quite understand what she's looking at. Her mouth's kind of like half open, and she's just kind of stunned.
My foot's in a mop bucket, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine that she's like kind of on the other foot trying to like kick it off or like, you know, like get her foot unstuck out of it. And she looks over and obviously sees them standing there. And she also looks like not like totally surprised, but she's like, "Oh, hey, Charlie."
Thomas is down here too, right?
Yeah, Thomas
Yeah.
is standing beside you. Is both of you you open the door, but Thomas is down here with you as well.
Yeah, he would have watched that, and hearing Molly greeting Charlie, he would look, you know each other.
Thomas, who do you see in front of us right now?
That's usually a question I ask. And then I describe Molly just as someone just described her.
Okay, so she's real then.
Looks
Hi,
real to
Molly.
me.
I think she gets the mop bucket like off her foot and comes over and extends a hand to Thomas. "Hi, I'm Molly May."
Hi, nice. And then he steps forward and instantly regrets it because he forgets that he badly sprained his ankle when he fell through the floor, and sort of you see him go white as a sheet for a second, and sort of sweat appear on his forehead, and then he, "Nice meeting you too," and he reaches out with his hand to shake yours.
Yeah, she shakes it and gives you a big smile.
So, and he looks back and forth between Charlie and Molly.
Yeah, that's my question too.
I'm here to help.
Just out of the blue, huh?
Well, not like totally out of the blue. I mean, they asked me to come.
Okay. Thank you for the help. I appreciate it. We found the name PbtA above a door frame, and that's about all we have so far here. Do you have any leads?
Yeah, I do. Aren't there supposed to be like more of you?
Yeah, they're upstairs. We sort of fell down here.
Let's be honest, I fell down here.
Trying to save you the indignity. Yeah, so we'll have to get back up and join the others if you want to come with us.
One quick question though, how did you, I saw light, very intense bright light shine through the door. Did you do that?
Katie, did I do that?
Yeah, you were sent here.
Oh, cool. So it was me just being teleported here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She nods and is like, yeah, that's kind of flashy, but not much you can do about, magic. If you all know the way out, that'd be great, and then we can get somewhere and talk.
Sure. And she puts her hands behind her back and kind of assesses the area if there's a way for us to get out that doesn't include going full Uncharted.
You would have to basically climb back up the way that you fell down.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I think I just kind of take a breath and start looking for handholds and start moving up.
As this is happening, Ben, you're still up there, swinging your mace. That presence that is very overwhelming, and it's getting even stronger. You notice that Haniel has, for lack of better words, has mostly disappeared, probably into another wing. You hear some sort of mumbling as if he's talking to something else, which isn't out of the ordinary for Haniel. He has conversations with things that you don't see, but that sort of malicious, overbearing presence, it is it's almost as if it's taken a step closer, and you feel that breath, that animalistic, heavy breathing, as if it's breathing down. You can feel the hair on your forehead almost moving. I'd like you to roll sharp to read a bad situation.
Sure. I can do that. How's an 11?
That's great. So you have 3 hold. You can ask any of the questions at any time, but you do know now that there is definitely something there, even though you can't see it. Ben, there's some sort of dangerous force that is probably in the next couple of minutes. It's going to make a move.
Okay, and I have 3 that I can use, and I can hold those and ask them at any time, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I would like to ask one.
And if you act on any of the answers I give you, you get a +1 while the information is relevant.
Okay, cool. Can I use one now and then kind of pocket 2 for later? Okay.
Of course.
The one I would like to ask right now is, are there any dangers we haven't noticed? His primary reason here is he knows he has something in front of him that's a threat, but he wants to make sure that the rest of his friends that have kind of split a bit, there isn't anything stalking them, or he's aware of what's in front of him. He doesn't want something to surprise somebody else. This thing that's here, this is the only threat. But I will tell you, as on a meta level, it is something that, how can I word this? It is something that you can beat it down. You're not going to completely kill it. You can beat it down, get it out of the way for right now, but it's not going to, it's sort of, in the best way I can, until you get rid of it, sort of phylactery. You can beat it down for right now, but you're not going to completely get rid of it, if that makes sense. Yes, it's like my stress.
Yeah.
Okay, Katie, the only other thing that he would do is, as this thing he's sensing it get closer and he can feel stuff, he's going to spin that flail. Again, if it's the first time seeing Ben is face claim Lin-Manuel Miranda, but he also uses a weapon that's identical to Go-Go in Kill Bill. So as he's spinning the chain with the spiked head on the end of it, stepping on lengths of it, and having these various movements, as he spins it, he wants to take the head of the mace and whip it right between them where this thing would be. And as he does so, he just says, this is my dance space. That is your dance space.
I'm going to let you choose. Would you prefer to act under pressure to sort of do this as a threat? That would be rolling with cool. Or would you like to kick some ass to sort of try to harm this? And that would be rolling with tough. Either way, you will get that +1.
Okay, I would like to do this then. If we're going to take it to this level, I would like to do one of my moves, if I can.
Of course. And you did get an advantage from Mal. That just came through.
Thank you very much, Mal. I'll add that to my 1,400. Okay, so I'm going to use the big entrance. All right, so the big entrance says, I roll cool, and on a 10+, everybody stops to take me in. And so in this moment, he wants this creature to not worry about anybody else but him. And at the same time, when he gives this kind of targeting speech, when he gives this kind of bravado that's exuded to make himself look like the biggest target, he wants this creature to feel like not threatened or intimidated, but maybe pause a bit, that if I'm not backing down. So it's more of a kind of boosting myself up as well. So
okay, yeah, roll cool. You have a +1 to that, because we'll consider that for your read about situation.
Okay, and that's a plus going forward.
Yes.
How's a 14?
That is great. So everyone stops to watch and listen to you until you finish your opening speech. So this thing is, you don't see it, but you definitely feel a change in the atmosphere. It breathes out. You feel this sort of, the best way to describe it would be this gust of warm breath, that once more you feel the hair on your forehead shift, but there isn't a move. It stops, and the tension shifts, and you can hear your friends. You can hear now them shifting and moving, and I'm going to allow them all a +1 as they are climbing up from the basement. So if all of you would like to roll cool to act under pressure to climb up to make it back up to where Ben is.
Tom would try to cast a healing spell on himself first because he took 2 harm last time.
Okay, yeah.
And so while the others are climbing up, he would just sit down and do his thing, get out a salve, and then speak an incantation.
Yeah, that would be really weird, I believe, with magic.
Yeah.
Am I able to help?
I would, how would you be helping?
Basically be like the person who goes up last and give them like boosts.
Yeah.
To get
Then,
up.
yeah, you would, rolling cool.
Okay.
Okay, so when you roll weird to, it's going to work imperfectly, Thomas. So you're going to choose an effect and a glitch. So your effect would be, you would heal 1 harm. Mm-hmm. What is your glitch going to be?
I would say he can tell, like, he wasn't fully focused on the spell. He can tell that this is only a temporary fix.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so you will heal up 1 harm, but we'll deal with the glitch as it comes.
Really quickly, I've never added anything to one of these rolls, so do I have to do +1 or do I just put 1 in?
I think you just
say 1.
You put in just the 1, yeah.
I didn't want to make terrible mistakes.
Yeah.
What? Doesn't red mean I rolled really low, but 10 is
It
fine?
just means
you rolled A1.
A1, yeah. So Charlotte, is that for your cool to get out?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you managed to get out, but Molly, you're not, Charlotte sort of brushes off your help. She doesn't need it. As you scramble up, Charlotte, Molly isn't even quick enough to offer a hand. You're up and through the hole that Thomas fell down before Molly's even able to reach out. Thomas, you're up next. Do you want to roll again to help Thomas, Molly?
Were we supposed to add a 1 to that?
Yeah, you're already going to get a 1 anyway from Ben.
Yeah, I'll try. I'm just so bad at being cool.
Okay, so then mine would basically be a 9.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, 7 through 9 is the same. Never mind.
Yeah, it's going to be the same.
Okay. Well, no, I'm not going to put myself through that.
Yeah, so I'm trying to think about. So this is where your glitch is going to come in, Thomas. It's basically going to. You're going to get hurt again. As you climb up, you're going to catch your arm on a nail. And what's going to happen is you're going to feel it's going to cut in deeper than what you imagined, like what it should have. And it's really strange because you lean into it. It feels, it's like something in your brain is telling you to keep pushing into that something in this building wants you to give yourself. And something in this building wants your blood, wants you to, it keeps telling you, hear these voices, the arguing that you suffered earlier. It keeps telling you, hear voices yelling for just a split second, but then they quit again. And as you climb up, it's like you never heard them. It's almost like you can't make sense of what you previously heard. You don't have a headache. You don't have any sort of pain. You're not even going to take any harm from it. It's almost like it didn't happen.
So he also already forgot about the feeling that this place wants his blood? Like that is also gone? Okay.
It's almost like it's sort of, I would describe it as, it sort of feels like it was gaslighting you a little bit. You know it happened, but you can't prove it.
Gotcha. So he would just ask, after he gets up, just stare at that spot where the nail is for a second. But
you're out. And Molly, roll cool to see if you can get out.
No way, Jose. I'm gonna flash step up there. I'm gonna do some magic.
Okay, yeah. Roll weird then.
I would love to do that.
Yes.
Do I get a +1 forward?
Yes.
Okay. 14.
Yeah. What does this look like?
It looks like the clap on, clap off, and then I'm just up at the top.
Yeah. Okay.
A second clap.
You all see sort of what you had seen earlier, Thomas and Charlie, the bright light. Ben, you didn't see this, so it's new to you. This sort of flash of a blinding light, and all of a sudden you see this new figure, this woman with ginger hair standing there with this cross hanging off of her hip. This new figure standing there beside Charlie and Thomas.
Ben would allow his weapon to go extend out to its full reach, and without looking away from, never breaking eye contact with the space he believes the creature to be in, he would send the head of that flail out until it paused about a foot in front of Mary's face, and then came back, and he would say, "Who's that?"
We found her. Also, dang, I think Molly, appearing in a flash is what makes Thomas snap out of is what makes Thomas snap out of his, him focusing on that damn nail. It's like, dang, that's impressive. We found her downstairs. Charlie knows her.
I was also gonna say, as soon as I think the sound of Ben's weapon is now like a Pavlovian response for Charlie to pull her assault rifle out. So as she's pulling it out, she's like, "Sorry, help from Rye House."
The four of you hear this very low, guttural, animalistic growl as you all in front of Ben see almost this ripple for almost a blink as you see what looks to be like this 7-foot tall minotaur appear. But before we deal with that, Sunny.
Wait, no, I want to hear more about the minotaur.
Listen,
So
I know what you're into.
What's Sunny doing?
Sunny, you're not sure how much time has passed, but you open your eyes, and you open your eyes to darkness as there is this like note, folded note on top of your face. Your body feels rigid. You can't really move. You can move your eyes. So you can look around and you recognize that you're in Thomas's bedroom. This very clean, minimalistic type room. And it takes you a few minutes to sort of get your bearings and, remember what had happened. You had tried to take a chomp out of this creature, and you had sort of felt your whole body go tight, and you had lost all feeling. And you remembered the group putting you in a wheelchair and taking you back to Thomas's apartment. And then you remembered sort of just letting sleep take over. Mm-hmm. And as you lay there, you can hear what sounds like someone going through things in another room. You can hear what sounds like someone pulling books out of a bookshelf, opening them up, slamming them shut, setting them down in a huff. There's no like speaking, but you can hear someone getting more and more annoyed. Mm-hmm. And it keeps going for a couple of minutes as you're not getting any sort of movement abilities back, but the more time that passes, you can feel your throat loosening as you're a little bit, you can feel yourself, the ability to speak coming back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think she, when she first awakens, she identifies that she's in Thomas's room just from the smell alone of like herbs and but I have a question. Mm-hmm. Would you let me try using my unquenchable vitality to heal myself and rid myself of, because technically I don't have any harm, but do you think it could extend to sort of pushing out the paralysis?
Ooh.
Or pushing through the paralysis?
Yeah, real cool for me.
Okay. Okay, on a 7 to 9, heal 1 and stabilize your injuries.
I will say that you will get, you can't walk, but probably waist up. You're not paralyzed from the waist up anymore, and you can definitely talk. You can definitely get that. Yeah.
So some movement, but definitely not.
Yeah, you're not complete. It's going to take a little bit more time, but for sure you can talk, communicate now, look around, that sort of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I think she sort of reaches up and she sort of brushes the note.
Unless you want to spend a luck.
No, I think this is fun. She brushes the note off of her face and tries to get it into a position where she can sort of read it.
And it says that they have gone to the House of Solomon and has the address and everything.
Okay. Yeah, she sort of brushes it aside and scoots herself up the bed. And I think can she like turn and look? Is there anybody in the room?
There's no one in the room.
Okay, so
it's definitely coming from the main area where all of Thomas's books are.
Okay. Is the door to Thomas's bedroom closed?
No, it's open.
Okay, then she's gonna roll off the bed, and she's going to army crawl into the doorway to see if she can see anything.
Oh, I want you to roll cool and act under pressure, please.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're going to be able to do it, but they're going to hear you coming. I mean, it's going to be loud. You're just coming off of being paralyzed. You're going to cause a lot of noise. whether they're trying to hide from you, you don't know. This could be someone who doesn't care that they're going to get caught or not. You don't know that. So they could either get away or they could hurt you. You don't know what the outcome is going to be.
Right.
You're definitely going to be heard.
Oh, I'm going to spend a luck so I'm not hurt.
Okay. Yes.
I really want to know who this is.
So mark a luck. You army crawl, and as you slowly make your way out into the main area on your elbows, you see this very small person with their back to you. You watch as they are standing at Thomas's bookcase. They're wearing what looks to be a hospital gown. They have blonde hair braided back in plaits, and they seem very frustrated and in a hurry. They're pulling books like out one after another, and they are like quickly going through you don't understand how they could even be truly reading. Clearly they're looking for like keywords. They're not actually reading through anything. And then just tossing it onto the ground. And it looks to be no more than like a girl of 13, 14 years old. And she has not noticed you.
How far away am I from her?
So Thomas's apartment isn't that big. You're across the room.
Okay. Yeah, I think she tries and sort of prop herself sitting up in the doorway, and she watches for a moment, and then she says, "Lucy?"
The minute you say that, she turns around, completely shocked, just drops a book. Who are you?
It's okay. It's okay. My name's Sunny Barlow. This is my brother's apartment. Are you all right?
I don't know if I am or not.
That's okay. I can't really get up at the moment. Can you come a little
Are you going to hurt me? Are
No,
you one of the ones that are going to?
I'm here to help. I've been looking for you. We've been looking for you.
She looks very suspicious, very genuinely afraid. But she does take a hesitant step forward, mostly because I think she trusts that you can't move.
Yeah.
So she takes a step forward. She's clutching a book to her chest. Why are you looking for me?
Well, you went missing.
No, they took me.
Took you.
That man, they don't.
It's okay. It's all right. You don't have to talk about it. Is there something that you're looking for? Maybe I can help.
I don't know what he wants to do with us. It's not good.
With us?
Me and the other... Well, there's others. I got away. But the others didn't. He uses us. He takes parts of us, and so he can keep going.
I am so sorry that this has happened to you. And she sort of holds out her hand. You can stay with us, you can stay with me, you can stay here where it's safe, and we'll get the others if you can help us.
One of them, someone helped me. He was scary, but he helped me get away.
Did he, what did he look like? Did he have a name?
I didn't know his name, but he was really big and furry.
I see. Okay. Big and furry. We can work with that. I'm sure we can.
He made sure that that we had food, and he protected us, but they hurt him.
Oh, okay.
But he made sure that I got away, but I don't know where he is.
We'll find him too. You did great, Lucy. You're doing just fine. Can you do me a favor? I need to call for some help because I can't really move and I want to make sure that we're both safe. Would you, I think my purse is by the bed. Would you mind pulling out my phone and calling really any of the
Oh, okay. Yeah, she's like runs back to the bedroom. You hear her look around. She comes back with your purse and holds it out to you in front of her.
Mm-hmm. Would you mind just pressing Charlie on there, Charlotte?
She does. While this is happening, back at the House of Solomon, the growl has turned into what sounds like a very loud, deafening roar. What are the four of you doing?
I'd like to use my move, my dark past move, Katie.
Yeah, what is that
you
move?
so lovingly gave me. I dabbled in the worst sorts of mystical arts before I became one of the good guys. If you trawl through your memories for something relevant to the case at hand, roll plus weird, and then I can ask questions about the situation at hand.
Roll weird.
Okay, I will. I'm so weird, thank God. 13!
Heck yeah.
So I get to ask 2 questions from the list.
Mm-hmm.
And my first question is, when I dealt with this creature or one of its kind before, what did I learn?
So this is a minotaur.
Mm-hmm.
This is a creature that this is a creature of pain and suffering.
Sure.
It is a creature that is made to be a protector.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what it's protecting, but you know that it will go to the ends of the earth to protect whatever its charge is.
Cool. What black magic do I know that could help here? Can I change its ward so it thinks it's supposed to protect us?
You couldn't do that. That would technically you could, but you couldn't do it within a time frame here.
Sure.
I'm going to tell you that question isn't relevant.
So there's nothing I could do to help us.
That question couldn't help you right now. If you want to ask one of the other two.
I don't think because I think I know who might be behind it, and I don't think that there's anybody that can help us right now.
The black magic behind
is there magic I can do to communicate with it?
The thing is it is on a sort of war path right now.
Mm-hmm.
So the black magic...
Could I hide us from it?
You could attempt to, yes.
Okay. Because if it's on a warpath for us, right?
Yes.
Okay, so then, yeah, I mean, obviously hiding us from it or like
Yes.
moving us or some kind of
For
magic
sure.
would
Yes.
I feel be helpful right
Yes.
now. Yeah. So I'd like to do that.
Okay.
Here we
Are
go.
you going to use magic and just attempt to do a basic magic type of thing?
Let me look.
You think of that. Anyone else? Technically, someone else can go real quick.
I'd like to use my move, Enemy of My Enemy.
Yeah.
Now, before I decide to do this, I need to ask a question. On an advantage, I get to roll again, correct?
Yeah, you just have to call it
Okay.
before you roll. Yeah.
Okay, I'm definitely going to use an advantage here then. And if both of these fail, can I use a luck? Oh, okay. Let's do it then.
You can the thing with advantage, you just have to call it before. Luck, you can call it whenever.
Okay, the one thing it doesn't say is... Oh, it's sharp. Okay, it's sharp. Yeah, let's re-roll that. That's more like it. So, with an 11 on a 10 plus... Okay, so Enemy of My Enemy...
I see what you've done, Greg.
I was given this and didn't choose it. And so having this power thrust upon me is when I learn how to bastardize it and use it for my own laurels.
Would you like to read your move out?
I sure would. Thanks, Katie. My move is called Enemy of My Enemy. I have a nemesis that wants me dead despite my grand mission. When you meet someone new, like a Minotaur, you may roll sharp to declare their relationship with your nemesis. Guess what? On a 10 plus, they share your distaste and will be available to help you in your mission. So, my buddy the Minotaur, I get along with Minotaurs great on this channel. I knew it would turn out to be perfectly fine. So, how he's going to do this is with the attention of the Minotaur on him. To flavor it, he's not making the Minotaur think that he has to protect like Summer's magic you said probably wouldn't work. What he's doing is he wants the Minotaur to believe he's the same as the Minotaur. He is another protector. They're on the same side. Enemy of the enemy, all that good stuff. No one that's with me is a problem because we're on the same side. You know, and then what he'll do is he'll stop the swing of the flail and just hold it up and almost like a watch from a hypnotist, hold the chain up as the balls swing and just hold it like that and on the same side, my friend.
You still feel this tension, Ben, but after a moment, his large hand reaches out and grasps your forehead, and through your mind you relive those visions you had of him and that girl, that blonde-haired girl with plaits, of Lucy, but they're different this time. You feel not fear, not maliciousness, not any sort of pain or anything. You feel protection. You feel this need to want to save her. And it is very much this joint shared need to want her safe, and not just her, but you start to see various other kids her age, and not young kids. They start about 13, 14 years old, up until around 18. And then you begin to see this older man with this gray handlebar mustache and a bald head with very I'm trying to think of a way to describe the color, a very like strikingly light blue eyes. He puts his hand on the shoulder of a couple of kids as he leads them into what looks like this chamber. He stands beside it as this minotaur stands in the distance watching. You're now watching through the eyes of the minotaur. You can't hear anything, but you can hear. You don't actually hear it, but it almost seems like you should be able to hear crying or screaming or something. It's just pure sadness as you watch as the chamber door closes. And you watch as this man walks into another chamber beside it. And after a flash passes, he comes out and the other chamber opens. And what steps out looks to be this large humanoid-looking shadow. The same thing that you had encountered in the hospital room. You don't hear anything, but it's almost like a silent film as you see the words corruption, as you see the word soul. It's almost as if it's describing what had happened. The words longevity, the words immortality. You see Lucy backing away as she's hiding behind the Minotaur. You see the Minotaur trying to push her away as this man reaches out to try and beckon her forward, but the Minotaur won't let her go. And then you see her knock over what looks to be a large torch. And then the Minotaur pulls his hand away from you and you snap out of it. And then the tension in the room fades out. And Charlotte, your phone begins to ring.
Okay, so just kind of watching this passively, she kind of jumps when her phone rings and take the phone out and the assault rifle on my hip. And it's like, hi, Sonny.
Thomas in between would be like, Ben? Are we okay?
All good. From God's lips to my friend's ears to my forehead, I guess.
Well, I take your word for it. And he relaxes just a little bit.
Hi, Charlie. Good news. I'm with Lucy.
You're
Also,
with
thank
Lucy.
you for the note.
Oh, that was Ben.
Oh, well, thank Ben for the note.
I
And
So you said you were with Lucy.
Yes, she's here in Thomas's apartment.
That's surprisingly good news.
How are things going at the house?
She kind of just like turns and looks back. Is the Minotaur still there? It's like it didn't dissipate, right?
It's dissipated.
Oh, it did vanish.
As soon as it pulled its hand away from Ben, it sort of did that. The tension left the room and it sort of faded out.
Okay, so yeah, as I see that, I think halfway an answer to Sunny, halfway a question to Ben. I'm like, just finishing up. Just finishing up.
Okay. Did you find anything?
We found a couple things. I think we should probably not talk about it on the phone.
Right. Well, can't really move, so I'll be here.
All right, we'll see you soon then.
Okay.
What just happened? Sorry, that's Sunny asking. Or Charlie.
Ben will explain everything he saw. And he won't leave out any details. It's He's not flavoring it in any way. As it was conveyed to him with emotion and image, he will do his best to exactly replicate it for everyone else.
Great. That'll make things easier to explain to all of you.
Explain what?
You know what he's talking about, the kids.
Wait, do you know what's going on?
Oh, yeah.
Do you know where the kids are?
Yeah.
Are they okay?
No. We should really talk about this all together.
Good, let's go. And she starts putting her assault rifle away. How did we get here again?
We took a bus.
Hanur
We have a big.
drove
Oh,
us.
that's right. No.
Before we're leaving, Thomas just stays back just for a second. Because hearing the stories of the girls and their fate, he thinks back of this, of the voices he heard earlier today when he was leaving his apartment. And I like to use the move, the voices once more. Also because of this weird thing that happened earlier that he can't really piece together anymore when he climbed up from the hole. Sort of to just get another read of this place, so it just doesn't sit right with him.
Yeah, of course. Roll weird.
I'm going to use my second advantage.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll it again. Oh, where is it?
Yeah. As you are looking around, Thomas, and you're sort of channeling the voices that you hear in your mind, they're the only voice you are hearing. It's a very solid voice over and over again. There's no arguing this time. There's no crosstalk. There's nothing, louder than the other. You're hearing one name over and over again, and it's just Lucy.
And what is the, like, are the voices panicky, calm?
It's more of a you need Lucy.
Okay.
You need whatever. It's like this. Lucy needs to be here, if that helps you any. This, whatever the next step, it involves Lucy somehow.
Right. Would you allow me to ask one more question from the, or do I get, I don't know, I'm a 13? How much do I get to ask? Or is it just one?
So for this is it's not I'll let you ask one specific question because it's a 13.
Thank you. He waits until everybody has left, and then he just looks back into the room and goes, "Why are you interested in Ben?"
The voice echoes in the back of your mind and just says, because he's next.
In a matter-of-fact kind of way?
Yeah.
In a threatening way? Okay.
It's just like that's just the way things are.
Just pauses a moment and then, in good old Thomas fashion, just lights the next cigarette and follows the others.
So we leave, and Molly just kind of looks at the group.
What are y'all going to do? Is someone going to tell Haniel you will be back?
I mean, can we just bring them with us?
We could hand wave it. Yeah.
I mean, they drove us here.
Yeah.
So we can't just go ahead and steer their. I mean, we could, but that would be an asshole.
I think I would go as the kind of the impromptu ringleader. Sometimes I'll go collect them.
Yeah. You would go and collect Haniel and bring them back to Thomas's apartment for sure. And when you walk in, Lucy is very properly sitting on Thomas's couch with her hands in her lap. I think she's sort of in her best way managed to help get Sunny in a sort of sitting position against the couch. Yeah, in her best way possible, but it's not. Lucy isn't the strongest little girl.
It's not graceful or dignified, but she's upright, sort of.
Yeah.
Thomas looks at both of them. Looks first at Sunny. Are you okay? You feeling better?
Well, I can sort of move.
That's good.
It's a little better.
Hey, Lucy. I'm Thomas. Nice meeting you.
Lucy just looks at all of you very, very clearly hesitantly, but waves a little bit. Hi, I'm Lucy.
Charlie does her best to smile, even though she has no idea how to interact with children.
Right. So Thomas, Charlie, and that's Ben, and that's Hanul, and I don't know who that is. Hi.
Hi, I'm Molly May.
Hi, Sunny Barlow. So few things. Lucy has told me that we're looking for something big and hairy, and also that there are others that we need to be concerned about. That's as much as I know.
And from the fridge, Thomas kind of looks over and says, "Harry? What kind of Harry?"
Like a big like a bull type of thing, I think.
Oh, like Minotaur Harry.
Is that what it's called?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know this bullman, Lucy? And Thomas pulls out the milk from the fridge, checks.
I mean, I don't know if he had a name, but he was my friend. He made sure that we were okay. He helped me get away.
And under his breath, Thomas would just say, "Oh, thank goodness we didn't kill it."
Molly goes over to Lucy. How old is she?
It's like 13, 14 years old.
Okay. And she like leans down a little bit and is like, Lucy, would you mind to give us all some alone time? If you could just wait in another room.
She like looks at Sunny. She doesn't know where to go.
The bedroom's just around the corner, and I believe if it's still there are some Sour Patch Kids stashed in the desk.
Okay.
Yes, they would still be there. And Thomas pushes some milk, gets some cookies, grabs books that are somewhat appropriate. I just picture books like coffee table books with landscapes on Scandinavia.
She takes him in her arms, just a little overwhelmed, and just nods.
Oh no, he's not just stuffing everything in her arms. He walks her over there, and pulls up a chair, and says, you can make yourself at home on the bed, on the chair, whatever you feel comfortable with.
Thank you. She takes
There's
it.
a super fluffy blanket. If you would like to use that, feel free to. We'll be right next door.
Yeah, she sort of wraps up in the blanket. I mean, she's still in the hospital gown, but she looks relatively normal for the first time.
Yeah, and then Thomas walks back to the others and closes the door.
I've already started tidying up.
Yeah, she did leave a sizable mess of books on the ground from earlier.
like searching through the books for any semblance of like categorization, cataloging, or anything.
All of the work that Charlie had done earlier, she just undid.
Charlie, don't worry about that. Now, did Lucy do that? And he looks at Sunny. How did she even get in here?
I didn't really ask.
Sorry, it's not. I guess that's not really important right now.
Skittish.
Go ahead, Molly. She says, not looking at her.
Yeah, why don't y'all sit down? Yeah. So what have you actually found so far? Like, how much do you know? I just need to know how in depth I need to be.
Preferably very in depth.
Okay.
I wouldn't want to have any details left out.
Well, I mean, all we know is that the House of Solomon burned down to the grounds, and Lucy was the only survivor. That all she could say right after was the demon's name, Paimon, over and over again, which I thought was a little bit on the nose, given the name of the house, but and well, she vanished. Earlier today we met we haven't really been able to classify it. Some kind of possibly a demon, like, I mean, it wasn't fully corporeal, more shadow than flesh and bones, really. We're able to fight it off, but I think that was just temporarily, and he briefly looks at Ben. And then we went to the house, and all I was really able to find out what the place gave me was that apparently Lucy is important for whatever's going to happen next.
Yeah, I mean, that's all great. That's a great start. Basically, I was sent to look at the house too, a while ago, and kind of started digging into things, started asking questions, and doing a little bit of research on my own. But does the name PbtA sound familiar to you all?
Well, we found it in the building.
Yeah. So PbtA is a institute. They do a lot of collecting of magical artifacts. They're kind of similar to the Rye House in that regard, but what they choose to do with them is a little bit different. We collect them and kind of squirrel them away to keep people from, keep them out of the wrong hands. In the PbtA House, they like to use them to kind of empower themselves, make themselves stronger. All the classic things that come with temptation. But PbtA is also a person. He's actually the founder of the House of Solomon.
And are you thinking that this is the person who has all of the other people, kids? I don't know.
Well, Yeah. I don't obviously know what's been happening the whole time, but I went down into the house and I found him. That guy, PbtA, which, considering the house was founded in the late 1800s, he should be absolutely dead by now. But he's not. And as far as I could tell, he has been performing a ritual to use the souls of the innocents to keep himself alive forever. It's more complicated than that, obviously, but he's just kind of existing.
So naturally, the next step would be sorry, lost in thought.
Is there any way to track him?
I'm not 100% sure. I think that he can't go too far, and I think that he mostly sticks to the basement of the house. There's a ritual room that's pretty deep down. He well, I feel like full disclosure. So when I found him, he tried to do the ritual on me. Obviously, I'm not an innocent soul, so it didn't exactly work.
What exactly, if you don't mind sharing those details, what did that ritual look like?
I don't really remember much of what actually happened. I went into a room. It wasn't like I was led in there. I walked in on my own, I think, but that's pretty much the last thing that I remember. It's as far as I can tell, for the children, it's slowly corrupting them as he drains away whatever goodness is there. There are some that are too far gone, I think. Maybe that's what you ran into, a soul that's too far gone. But there are some, I think, that are redeemable.
And so with the academy being burned down, does it mean he ran out of supply? Because I assume at this point that this is why the graduation class of this academy always had so fewer students than signed up originally.
Honestly, I can only make guesses here and there. I don't think I found anything concrete enough to tell you for sure, but my personal theory is that he was using artifacts to help keep himself alive for as long as possible and only taking souls when necessary, but maybe that doesn't work anymore. So he resorted to his last reserve, the school.
Yeah, Thomas looks at everybody else.
So do you think there are any other artifacts that we need to get away from him, or will bullets kill him at this point?
I don't think bullets are going to work. I don't know that there's any artifact that he's holding on to that maybe is keeping him alive. It could be. The only person that I've found that has any semblance of a resistance against him is the girl sitting in the other room.
Well, that would explain why the voices told me that she will be important. And he looks at his sister and says, Sunny, you're probably the one who's best with kids. Do you think you could ask Lucy to give you any more details about what happened? Specifically about the ritual? I mean, I'm not asking you to pressure her more than necessary, but it might help us to interrupt whatever that person is doing.
Yeah, I can try and talk to her a little more. She's pretty shaken up though. But I'll
Also,
do my
does
best.
anybody have kids' clothes lying around by any chance? Nope, I thought so. So, and he actually looks at Hanno, who I think is the smallest in our group. He's like, not quite. Well, at least I think we shouldn't let her run around in the hospital gown.
Yeah, I'm sure. Just like, yeah, well, maybe we'll take her shopping or something afterwards, but we'll figure something out. Ben, would you mind helping me into the other room and with Lucy? You have a very calming presence.
Sure.
She sort of holds out her arms to be helped up.
Ben will, bend with the knees, not with the back, lift up, and help Sunny in. If Sunny's getting any type of feeling back, it'll be more of like a soldier carry instead of like a fireman carry. So
Yeah, I think you're slowly getting that feeling back, Sunny. It's definitely coming. You can. It's not just dead weight anymore at this point. You can help out for sure. And when you go ahead, I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, then Ben would totally be doing the Andre the Giant right here. Look how good you're doing. Oh, that's perfect. Look at you.
You moved your head a little.
Yeah.
And when you come in there, Lucy is eating a couple of Sour Patch Kids, and she's got a blanket wrapped around her, and flipping through a book of Scandinavian landscapes. And she looks up and has like a curious look on her face, but doesn't say anything. I think she's sort of waiting for Sunny to take the lead.
Are you comfortable? Do you need anything? Some water or?
No, I don't think so. I don't think this milk is good though.
Yeah, I wouldn't drink that. Sorry. She sort of lets Ben sit her down on the bed. Ben and I wanted to ask you a couple of questions about sort of what happened before the fire at the house.
Yeah,
Do you
she
remember?
looks down at her hands, clearly a little closed off, but after a moment she looks back up at the both of you. It was really scary, but I just remember running away, and I remember starting the fire.
You're the one that started the fire?
I knocked over the torch. I didn't mean to, but
What's okay?
I didn't look back.
I imagine it was really scary.
I don't think I would have gotten away if I didn't do it.
Was there anyone else in the house other than you and the Minotaur and
There was the man at PbtA, and there were the other students. I mean, I don't know if they count anymore because I was the last one. They weren't really people anymore. by the time he was done with them.
What did they seem like to you?
Like real life shadows.
Oh dear.
Did you ever see
Yeah.
anything that the shadows were scared of, or that hurt the shadows?
Some of them were really mean. The ones that came out, the ones that I saw, they didn't seem like they wanted to hurt anything. They just sort of existed. But the ones that were there for a really long time, those were the mean ones.
Mean how?
Those were the ones that tried to hurt you.
I see.
Those were the ones that you had to hide from.
This PbtA, you said, what exactly does he do to make people these shadows? Did you ever see what happened?
Go into this room and then you don't come out. You would hear this chanting. I don't know what they said. I don't know what it meant. It wasn't anything that they taught us.
Okay.
What were you looking for?
What do you mean?
Here. What were you looking for?
I was wondering if there was any information about who he was. When my parents enrolled me in this school, we just thought it was some kind of gifted university thing.
What made you think to look here?
Well, the woman who had come to see me in the hospital, she gave me all of your names.
You said the House of Solomon, the school, it's for gifted children, right? What did you go there for?
I've always been able to see things before they happened.
I see. Have you seen anything since you've been here?
When I started going there, I didn't see anything anymore.
Well, if you see anything, you can let us know. One more thing. When you woke up in the hospital, we were told that you were muttering the name. Ben, what was it?
I can't remember it either. Lucy, do you remember what it was?
I don't remember anything.
Hang on, I think maybe I wrote it down somewhere.
It's Paimon. Yeah, I was just seeing if Lucy was going to say it or if... Yeah.
I don't remember it.
And nothing seems familiar to you about the name? No one at the school, or...
I mean, Paimon's a demon, but I don't know any relevance.
Okay. Well, I don't know about you, Ben, but I think that's all the questions I have.
Sure, I do that. I don't have any more either. I just wanted to verify. This is out of character, sort of. Did we have somebody investigate? Was that Charlie that went and investigated Lucy before? Or we didn't have anybody actually speak to her, did we? To give her names?
No, not. Mm-mm.
Okay. I wanted to make, because I know that I didn't think she was ever lucid whenever one of us saw her.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Okay, so this is in character. Yeah, my last question is, who gave you all of our names?
Miss Ashford.
Is that Charlie's boss?
Lillian. I'm gonna try something that I don't know if it'll work, but let's give it a shot. Ben is going to. Could you do me just one more favor? Could you open your eyes real wide?
Yeah, she does.
He looks in them. Is there anything reflected in them?
Give me a weird roll.
Shit. Okay. Tell me everything. With a 4.
Only works with Thomas's eyes.
You see for just a flash what looks to be something very similar to what you see in Thomas's eye. But the difference from what you have faith in what you see in Thomas's eyes, Ben. You doubt this. That's the difference. You don't know if you can believe what you see right now.
It's a new definition of the doubting Thomas. Thomas! From the bedroom.
Door opens. Yeah?
He will position Thomas, with Thomas's permission, in the direction that would best reflect what he thinks he thought and doesn't have faith in that he saw. Open your eyes, Thomas, please.
Give me just a second. How am I supposed to keep a straight face with that? Okay. And I think for a very brief moment, Thomas is like, okay, I'm done with this. Like, very quietly, just to Ben. Why are you like this, Ben? Right? And then he opens his eyes and stares right at him.
So yeah, Ben's gonna look again.
Roll weird again, but take a +1.
I should have put more in weird. 5!
You see it. It's there, Ben, but you just don't, even with Thomas here, you just don't know what that is. It just can't, you see it, but Thomas, you don't see anything.
Okay, maybe we should be done with the creepy staring.
You're right. I apologize.
All right.
While this is happening, Molly and Charlie, what are you doing out in the living room? Have you been left alone?
I was gonna say, as soon as they went into the room initially, I think Charlie tries to catch Molly's eye and kind of like nods for the exterior door, like outside of the apartment.
Yeah, she'll get up and head out.
I totally imagine leaving a Hunnel there by themselves is giving me a creepy wave as we leave. But anyways, yeah, I'm just gonna go outside for a second and like look around for a minute and be like, so you're just gonna show up for work then, huh? Just no call or anything.
Oh, so this is about you being mad at me.
It's not about me being mad at you. That's just incidental.
I mean, I didn't really have a choice.
You had a phone. It was what, 6 months? I literally thought you were dead for a while. It was almost every day and then silence. So I sorted that out. This is why I said we were a bad idea.
Charlie, I am dead.
What do you mean?
I mean, thank you for filling me in that it was 6 months ago, but I died. When I went into the house and PbtA tried to take my soul, I died.
So, and I think she just kind of like confusedly holds out her hand.
She'll take them.
Okay, so she's physical.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. She looks kind of confused and she kind of closes her other hand over her hand. She's like, what happened?
Well, I'm not an asshole. I had a backup plan, fail safe. Do you remember that bracelet that I used to wear, the gold one with the rubies? Yeah, that's how I'm here. I have been locking away bits of my soul at a time for years since I found it, just in case. So my physical body, the Rye House has it. They have the bracelet too. And whenever they have a mission that's a little bit too dangerous for a living person to take on, they send me. So I'm sorry I haven't seen you, but
No, that's...
they didn't want me to.
Sorry, Mommy. I didn't realize.
Well, I mean, how could you?
Yeah. Do you... Do you want to have them have those things of yours?
No.
I didn't think so.
I mean, but they do, so.
Okay, well, if I ever have strings to pull, maybe I can help.
I don't know. I mean, I don't see them just giving up the bracelet that easily. I don't think they really care what happens in my body, but...
No. But if I can step on them at all, I'll try.
Good to know.
Yeah, okay. Sorry.
You don't have anything to be sorry for.
Okay. And I think she's gonna just probably try to walk back in.
Are you still mad at me?
No, I've transferred that one to myself, so I'll process that in time. But
Do you still like me?
I think she kind of just looks down for a minute and is like, does that matter now? I still don't think
It
it's a good idea.
matters. I mean, it matters to me. I mean, clearly it's a much worse idea now than it was before, but
Yeah, I do.
okay, well then get the bracelet.
Okay.
I'm glad I got to see you though.
I'm glad you're. I was gonna say, all right. I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, me too.
I need to go clean something.
Sure.
She walks back in.
Charlie, you go back in, and your phone beeps.
I look at it.
It's from Lillian.
It's just a text.
Yeah, it's just text.
Open it.
Yeah, it's just a message that says, hope the help was sufficient. And you've noticed that Molly hasn't followed you back in.
I'm gonna just send a thumbs up emoticon, and then after like a beat or two, like go back to the door and just like jar it open a little bit.
Yeah, Molly's gone.
Okay. She just kind of like chews on her lips for a second and then quietly closes the door again.
Thomas, Sunny, and Ben, Lucy is still sort of staring at the three of you. Ben, you can see the figures in her eyes, but the other two, there's nothing there.
Yeah, he doesn't trust it, so he's just gonna be aware, but he's trusting Thomas's wards more than his eyes right now.
Well, I think I've got some clothes at my apartment. I can take Lucy there, get her into some real clothes. Does that sound good to you, Lucy?
She nods. And she looks at the three of you. I'll do whatever I can to help.
Thank you.
Very brave.
You are.
And Ben, as she says that, you feel that sort of very familiar pull to protect her that you felt earlier as you made that bond with the Minotaur. And I think that's where we'll end it this week.
Ooh.
Ooh. Okay, go around and do our introductions. Ooh. Okay, we're gonna start with you, Petra.
My name is Petra, and I don't want to stop playing right now. I still have so many things on my list. Okay, anyway. Hi, I'm Petra. You can find me on Twitter. You can also find my games on petrab.itch.io. And if you go to my Twitter and look at the pinned tweet, you find playtest material for a brand new game I published about a month ago. The test phase goes probably until Valentine's Day. It's about ghosts that come back to find out who murdered them. It's basically a seance. It's a very, very moody, dark atmosphere. Usually it ended up being very sad, but also very intense and good. And so if that sounds interesting to you, go and check it out. And thank you for everybody else. As always, lovely round. Thank you, Summer. What a sweet story, poor Charlie.
Speaking of Charlie, Seth.
Hi, I'm Seth David Andrew Hubbard. I can be found on Twitter at sender _ sender. Also on Twitch under the same username, and I just started uploading Let's Plays on YouTube as just Sender. And I've started with episode 3 of Resident Evil 2. I'm not going to tell you why because I don't know either, but you should check that out. Also, I just have to say, it makes me laugh because the second Summer was like, "Hey, I'm gonna do a guest spot on this," like both of us at the same time, and all caps were like, "Romance, romance!" Ah! It worked out perfect, so I'm very stoked.
Dingo.
You can find me on Twitter at Where's My Dingus. I am in some games around the internet. On Tuesdays, I am on Off the Table playing Alas for the Awful Sea, which is a game that Summer runs. And Thursdays, I am on Indoor Adventures playing Ghosts of Saltmarsh. And then Fridays, I'm here, but also this evening, I will be back on Off the Table where we normally play Tales from Thersha, but I think this week we're going to do something a little bit different, but I'll let Summer talk about that.
Summer, thank you for waking your child up an hour earlier to come and guest for me.
You're so welcome. It was worth it. It was so worth it. I loved it. I hope you all solve the mystery and do a much better job than we ever did when Katie ran on Off the Table. I really wish you all the best. Yeah, I'm Summer. You can find me on Twitter at Just a Summer Job. That's where I tweet and retweet about everything that I'm doing. But like Dingo said, you can find me over on Off the Table most nights, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays right now. And tonight we are going to be playing some Good Society. I've never played. Katie's played. Dingo, have you played? Yes? No. So 2 of us are going to be newbies to it, and 2 are gonna be coming back to it. So I'm really, really excited. But yeah, just Twitter it up. What?
Oh, also, do you want to talk about the Otterthon?
Oh yeah, next Saturday. That is next Saturday, right? Am I delusional? It is.
Yep.
The 18th. We are doing our very first Otterthon, which is 15 hours of games. We're announcing cast today, but we have Dread, Don't Rest Your Head, Urban Shadows, and D&D. One shots
At
to
9 a.m. PST.
9 a.m.
Holy shit.
I'm gonna be awake. But it's gonna be a lot of fun. We're raising money to fund the channel so we can keep doing podcasts and other awesome things. So I'm really, really excited for that. It's gonna be a lot of fun. But yeah, just follow my Twitter, or you can follow our Off the Table Twitter, off_the_table. Thank you. I had so much fun. Thank you for having me.
I'm Katie. You can find me on Off the Table doing all that stuff. I'll be there for Good Saturday tonight. I do this because Greg lets me. Thank you very much. Also, I'm on the Watchmen show that I don't know schedules, so that just whenever that airs, I'm on that, being the worst human being ever. Yep, can't even deny it. I mean, yep, I'm a horrible person. And various other shows. Yeah, thank you for letting me do this, Greg. Thank you, Summer, for guesting. Yeah, I'm gonna hand it over to you, Greg.
Thank you. And I just wanted to correct one thing that you said. You're not an awful person. You RP the shit out of an awful person. So you're RPing a fantastically awful person in Watchmen. And Watchmen, the first episode, which is a combination of, we're using a Blades in the Dark system. So a combination of like the first score and downtime actions will be this upcoming Wednesday at 6 p.m. Followed by the second part of our May Black Roses Bloom epilogue. And then the following week, it will be Watchmen again at 6, followed by our new Witcher series at 8, Witcher Family of Wraiths. So that'll be the Wednesday, everything W on Wednesday. But I had a great time playing this. It was super duper fun. Chat is always so much fun. The Uncharted comment got me. I love laughing really hard and having to do a full Uncharted to get out of a broken basement. That got me. That's my, if you wanted to know what makes me laugh, it's shit like that. Okay, so it was so funny. Loved it. I love playing with all these people. Such Dingo, it was so great to watch you talking with Lucy in the room. That there was so much to your character that I thought came out, and that seemed so good. Everything was so good. Summer, thank you so much for being here. Wow, a tragic story. I didn't see that coming. Loved it though. Loved it so much. Just every time. You paint with colors I haven't seen before. So Grimjack21502 on the Twitter, Tales from the Grim Team on the Twitch. Fun things there, fun things here. But join us next Friday afternoon where Katie will probably kill at least one of us. Katie, anything else left to say, or no? Yes.
I think she's frozen.
This is the time to go then. As the campfire goes down, there's only one thing left to say. You can't always roll nat 20s, but by God, you can always roll play. Have a great weekend, everybody.